I imagine the overriding emotion is probably relief to get that win, is it?
Oh, yeah, I don't think we had any business probably winning that game when you give up 25 offensive rebounds. They had 26 more shots than us. The scout was good, how we wanted to collapse in on them, how we wanted to defend, what we were living with, what we weren't living with. I thought we had some real good looks on the offensive end, but just the offensive rebounds. And Brisbane came, we got a little bit of a lead at the start, and I think we tried to win it in the first quarter, which is never quite going to work. And then Brisbane would just had a little bit more energy and hustle than us. But we got over in the line in the end, and we'll take a win because they've been far and few in between.
Like you touched on, it's not often you win a game where you probably get outworked. Like you said, it's not often you win when you have 26 less shots. But in the end, it was probably just being a bit more efficient offensively that got you over the line. Yeah,
and again, we had good looks that didn't drop. I think that's it, right? I know Brisbane are dealing with some injuries at the moment, but they played with a lot of heart and desire there to chase down those 50-50 balls, and I reckon they probably got them all. I mean, we came up with some big ones in the fourth quarter that were needed when the game was on the line, but unfortunately, it's just been our Achilles heel all season.
It's also why you have big-time players. I mean, Jack, I think, had 12 points when you needed him to in the third quarter, and then Drew closest to the draw in the game with those 2 threes late. You've talked all season about how you need those big-time players, and they did step up when you needed them.
Yeah, I mean, and even to close out the game, I think it's the first time in a while that I've had all 3 imports out there with Marcus and Sco too. So, yeah, again, trust me, I'm definitely not complaining about the win. It was more relief than anything, but yeah.
You saw it unfold in front of you, but when you sit down now at the end of the game and look down that stat sheet and see that they had the 25 offensive rebounds and 26 more shots, what do you say to your players afterwards? Do you just tell them to compete harder, or what do you say about that afterwards?
We've done it all season. I mean, even the win we got in Bendigo against Melbourne, we gave up 20-something offensive rebounds, and I think they had 20-plus more shots than us. I feel like you can go at least with at least 2/3 of the games this year where we've just been out-rebounded, and we tried different things, but there's a reality too where there's a desire to go get the rebound. There's a couple of times especially where, and again, the problem for us was almost like we tasked it to someone else to go get it because we were so excited to get down the other end and try and score it. So we were running the lanes a little bit in that first quarter, and then the problem is when you start contesting those threes by them, those guys start leaking out, and it happened to a couple of guys. It happened to Mo, it happened to KG. But it's got to be a collective effort, and especially in a grind-out type of game like that was, you got a gang rebound. KG probably didn't have a great game for us, and in 14 minutes he doesn't get a rebound. So you just sort of put it on him to step it up and do a better job of it next game.
Despite all of that, I mean, you still have to dig deep. I mean, it's a big trip from playing Friday night to playing on a Sunday afternoon in Brisbane, and to finish the game strongly. I mean, the guys did dig deep to finish that game the way they did, given the circumstances.
Yeah, but I mean, Brisbane were the same. Brisbane played in Tassie. They had probably a longer flight, maybe, with the connection than we had to. They arrived in Brisbane the same time we did. So, I'm definitely not trying to be all negative about it, but. I just felt like, especially with the way we've been playing the last couple of games, I didn't like our effort, and we got 3 more games, and all I want is effort, and we'll do a better job of it with the rebounds especially, but again, credit to the guys for closing it out the way they did.
It was good to get Rain back, but you didn't get a lot out of him. How's he?
Yeah, good. It was we threw him out there at the start just to sort of test that foot out. Didn't want to burn him too much. The ball went through his hands and he was gassed a little bit after that 2-minute sprint, which we expected. But really, we just wanted to see him at the start, knowing it was probably the less risk of the game to roll him out there. He pulled up good. There wasn't a need for him probably in the second half just because Stat was playing such a good game for us. And with our rebounding issue, I'd rather have his length, because he's a big guard at 6'8". And Mo King obviously also was crashing the rebound. So we'll give him another run again against Melbourne, and we got last game against New Zealand. So he'll slowly build up more minutes.
I wanted to ask you about Stat. Now that he's stringing, good performances together in the back end of the season, whether it's whether it's with you or somewhere else, is he proving that he does deserve a contract, beyond this season somewhere?
Yeah, and again, like for many of these guys too, it's about stringing these performances together. I felt like the last time we spoke about Stat was the Tassie game, but he had a bit of a dip in those last 2 games. Now he has a good one. So, as I said, the reality is you're trying to steal someone else's position, right? Like there's 80, roughly approximately 80 contracts available in the NBL for local players. And they're all currently occupied, right? So, and Stat's included in that because he's got a contract. But with new guys coming in and guys returning from overseas, what's the real difference maker for a lot of these guys now is being able to show like you're consistent. Your good game and your bad game, there can't be too much of a swing, right? So you have a good game and a bad game, the margin should be small. And right now with some guys, it's still a little bit of the dips and the highs are a little bit too low and too high. So he's getting there. He's definitely getting better, and he's definitely warranted a position. It's just a matter of stringing that consistency and building that identity, which he's doing a good job of. I think as a wing player, that's being able to create off the bounce, and he's got that nice little drive spin move and his ability to come off the on ball and be a floor spacer as well when the defence collapses in on him, and him to be able to find his windows. He's built his identity, right, of what he is as a player, which is exactly that. And on the defensive end, we've given him some assignments, and there's not too many 6'8" guys floating around with his length and size. So he added a little bit more desire and consistency to that, and he's going to be a mainstay in the league for sure.
The coaches' challenges, he had a pretty good run with those tonight.
Yeah, I had to get back in the winner's circle with that. So, because I think we had one in Perth as well. So, but who knows what the outcome for that is. I was just glad that we got it and were able to secure the ball. So, I'll take them.
Just lastly, 2 games to go. What do you hope to see out of these last 2 games? Obviously, you want 2 wins, but what do you want to see your team give you so you can at least finish this season on a bit of a high? Yeah,
especially with the home game. We want to bring the energy. Don't want to give up 25 offensive rebounds on our home court. So again, effort and desire and play to compete and, compete the 40 minutes and, again, the guys, the group, right, there was a couple of times there was some big plays in the game where everybody huddled up and got together, and so having that support for each other is huge. Just finish out on a strong note.
Very good. Thanks, Forde.
Thanks, Chris.
Anything else online, guys?
Done. Love that.